I'm just being myself. That's what I do on a day to day. I listen to that type of music. I'm into the arts, I'm into fashion and all of that stuff. And I also feel like it will connect to people that are my age and in my demographic, because a lot of
Mhm.
people don't even know that Everglades research exists or like that you could get your master's degree for free.
Compost and cotton and cornrows.
Welcome to the Compost, Cotton, and Cornrows podcast. I'm your host, Dominique Drakeford, and this is where Black vanguards are redefining sustainability through storytelling. Now, what if I told you that a 23-year-old Jamaican born scientist is waist deep in the Everglades studying climate change, breaking down carbon cycles, and ecosystem collapse, all while rocking a nature inspired grill and refusing the code switch for credibility? Jordan King proves that climate science doesn't have to be sterile or stripped of culture to matter. Let's get into it. Jordan, welcome to the pod. I'm so excited to have you on this episode.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. And all things Black biologists. You've been doing dope research in the Everglades. You got your master's degree at 23 for free, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll get into all the things. Before we jump in, I'd love to know how you define sustainability to root our conversation today.
Well, I define sustainability as, minimizing the amount of waste that you produce. So
Mm-hmm.
just minimizing everything that you do in life, making it more simplistic, less complicated, using less, reusing more, you know?
I love it. I love it. I love this KISS, keep it simple, stupid rule. Like you was straight up. It's about using less and mitigating waste and finding ways to live without all the BS. Really, that's really what it is. So I love that you gave a straightforward, non-complex answer. Thank you for that. Talk to me about your science background and why you even became interested in the environment.
Well, my research was about flocculant organic matter. It's this loose, unconsolidated matter. It's
You don't have to talk to us. You're gonna have to bring it down one level.
basically it's this layer directly above the soil, right? So it's made up of
Mm-hmm.
all like decomposed matter in the system. So if plants break down, fish poop, animal, every
Mm.
any if an animal passes away, they break down, they become a part of that layer, and then that layer is what helps to form the soil.
Interesting. And in your research, are you finding that there is a correlation between the global climate shift and what's happening with that flock?
Yeah, so I actually focused on how climate change and also human activity in relation to changes in the water depth in the Everglades because they're
Mm.
linked. Like flocks, primary production, respiration rates, and then also biogeochemical variables, which are specifically like carbon
Mhm.
and nutrients, meaning um, phosphorus and nitrogen.
Nice. And was this research leading up to your master's degree, or this was part of your master's degree?
This research was actually part of my master's degree.
Okay. Okay. And just real quick, you got your master's for free, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Okay, can you talk to us a little bit about that? Figuring out the ways that we don't have financial burden on us. And that's, to me, that's a part of sustainability, especially when you're passionate about, divesting from fossil fuels or finding regenerative solutions. So talk to us about how you got your master's degree for free.
Man, I found out off the whim.
What?
I I was just doing an internship and I was just surrounded by a bunch of grad students, PhD and
Mhm.
masters, and I was asking them how the process went. They kind of gave me a little spill and they mentioned specifically that you shouldn't be paying for this degree. So that just stuck with me. So, they showed me the ropes of what to do. I got some help from them. Reach out to a professor that's doing research that you're interested in, and then just see if they have funding to take you on, and that's
Mm.
it. Literally, it's easy.
did you already have an institution in mind, or did you have to find institutions with professors who would be able to secure that funding on your behalf?
I had to find institutions. I knew that I wanted to live in Florida.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, I knew that I wanted to live in Florida, and then I kinda just looked around Florida, like, different parts, Miami,
Mhm.
Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, just to see, like, who had funding to take me on based on what I was interested in.
Interesting, and where are you from?
I'm from New York, but
You're from New York, that's what I thought.
I was
Okay.
I was born in Jamaica. I'm from both places,
Okay, 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 Jamaican, New York. Got it, got it, got it, got it. And why Florida?
'cause I just like the weather, and I've been visiting here since a
That's
teenager.
real.
'Cause,
That's real.
I just come here every year, maybe a couple times a year, and I just fell in love with it. The weather is so nice.
Yeah, yeah. I'm from California and I live in New York, New Jersey, so I can understand like, okay, New York is cool. Um, but it's about that time to have the vitamin D just more consistently.
Yeah.
And then what about the Everglades? Is there anything you can enlighten us about what's special or interesting about the Everglades as it relates to sustainability and climate change?
Well, in terms of the Everglades and, for on a sustainability aspect,
Mhm.
the thing is that it's kinda it's a little bit tricky because the Everglades used to be larger than what it is right now,
Mm,
and, it got reduced because of all the development that's happening, and
mm,
that's still going on right now. In terms of climate change, what happened is that, you know, climate change is occurring, and also, like, that development those the development is happening, right? So both those things combined is kinda messing up the freshwater flow in the Everglades, which is affecting the system as a whole.
Does your heart live there, and are you looking to, like, hyper focus the rest of your career in making a mark in the Everglades, or are you thinking about the expansion of ecosystems everywhere that are affected by climate change?
I'm thinking about everywhere, to be honest. It's so many different places in the world, I wanna see everything. But I feel like my main focus is the Everglades because I did study there for 2 years.
Mhm.
So, there's so much more for me to learn, even though I specialized in what I specialized in, but there's so many different aspects. You have, like, the wildlife, you have, the water quality on a whole different level, like, there's a bunch of different things that I could focus on,
Yeah,
get
for
more deep
sure.
into.
And what is your favorite part? For y'all that don't follow Kid Flame?
Kid Flames, yeah.
Kid Flame yet. The imagery of this black kid with his 4C hair and his grill, which we will get into, but in the water, and you could see the moments of discovery when you're, finding new creatures and you're showing us test results and things of that nature. Like, what part of it is bringing you the most joy? Because I look at just the imagery alone and what you're saying and showing, and I'm just like, this is beyond beautiful, but what is bringing you joy in that whole experience?
Honestly, everything makes up the joy that it brings me because I'm out there, I discovered different type of wildlife that I haven't seen before. I'm
Mm,
learning more about the system and how it functions. I'm learning how to conduct my research in the way that it needs to be conducted, and I'm learning how to do things in the lab. Like, it's everything, the whole 9, every single.
yeah, I love it, I love it. I love that you're just like, "Give me all of the experiences. I'm trying to learn and grow and evolve in every aspect of this field," and I love that for you, and I don't even know. I'm like, "Are you cousin? I don't know." But it's like you bring so much authenticity to the space too, just as a male educator, a scientist, but also, like, you wear a grill. Right? And I looked a little closer and the grill was like plants and vines. Can you just speak to us about this grill that you're not wearing right now, but
Mhm.
that you consistently have as a cultural piece, as an art form, and just how you're fusing and and you are not afraid to have hip hop, rap music in the background sometimes in your videos, again, adding to the authenticity. Speak to us a little bit about that, the cultural aspect of sustainability as you're giving whole ass science lessons.
So for me, on a cultural aspect, I feel like the reason I incorporate the things I do is because one, I'm just being myself. That's what I do on a day to day. I listen to that type of music. I'm into
Yep.
the arts, I'm into fashion and all of that stuff. And I also feel like it will connect to people that are my age and in my demographic, because a lot of
Mhm.
people don't even know that Everglades research exists or like that you could get your master's degree for free and things like that. So it's good for me to branch out and kind of reach out to people of that demographic. In terms of the grill, I really got that made because I wanted it to represent my research in the Everglades and
Mm.
also research that I did on fish in Alabama.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speak to us a little bit about the fish in Alabama.
So I got that's who I was surrounded with when I mentioned the masters and PhD students who showed me the ropes on how to get my master's degree. So I had to do that internship in order to graduate from undergrad. So,
I love it.
Mhm.
I love this, just this authentic, organic journey. And it seems that everything is connected and you're really touched by literally not only the biosphere and nature, the atmosphere, but the people who you're continuously meeting and fortifying relationships with. So that's really, really dope. Are you finding that more young people, Gen Z especially, are gravitating towards your content and eager and interested to learn more?
Yeah, definitely. My DMs have been crazy.
Yes, yes, come on, young people in STEM.
Yeah, a lot of them have been reaching out to me and saying, "Oh, what path should I take? How do I go about getting my master's? Any
Yes.
advice for me being an undergrad?" And I really appreciate things like that because it shows that the younger generation, or I guess they're my generation too, because I'm not old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're Gen Z, right?
yeah, I'm
Is
Gen
it
Z.
it's 20 yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So yeah, my generation, they're drawn to me and they want to participate in things that are important to the world and to the world of science in itself.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think it's so interesting too and honestly important. I was speaking to another friend who is a biologist and she speaks with a thick southern accent. She cusses like me. But she's really about her stuff. And we were having this conversation just about um almost how archaic it is to for science to stay in this very clinical box, right? With a very detached tone when there are so many people who look like us who are interested in the science or who are doing the work or who listen to trap music while they're doing the work.
Right.
But that's not what you see in a lot of mainstream spaces. And I feel like it's time. It's time for young folks to be able to speak their language and feel authentic in these science spaces, especially as the foundational folks who are discussing and building systems in the science climate justice space. So I don't know, I'm just so happy to see it. That's why I was like, okay, I gotta speak to you. I mean, this is the future. So this is dope.
Most
Mm,
definitely, yeah. I really do think it's important to have people in my generation, also younger people, get involved in science and have a voice in the space as well. And
mm,
they shouldn't be afraid to be themselves, and they don't, just be themselves and just be authentic to themselves. Because
yeah, for sure.
the future generation is important for science. Without them, there's nothing. So,
Absolutely, absolutely. And what are you finding most challenging right now?
me personally, honestly, just keeping up with everything. I feel like everything is moving so fast. A lot of people are reaching out to me for advice. I try to respond to everyone as best as I can and just keeping everything organized. Just It's a lot, so I'm really trying to keep myself organized and keep up to date with everyone and try to respond to everyone in a timely manner and just help everyone. That's really my goal. I wanna help everyone.
That's dope, Jordan. You do know that you are shifting culture. You're part of movement building strategies for cultural sustainability and environmental sustainability at large. You do know that, right? I'm just trying to see if you know.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that. I didn't know.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm gonna let you know that you really out here shifting culture. I know it probably feels like you're in this microcosm. And sometimes it feels like that as a scientist, regardless of who you are, what you say, and how you present yourself. But you're building, you're part of a movement right now,
Right.
who are trying to carry forward sustainability. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know you out here.
I appreciate that.
Of course. And we touched on this a little bit. Where do you envision yourself 20 years from now?
20 years from now, definitely see myself being involved in more research, but definitely in a different system though. Probably not the Everglades.
Yeah.
I want to do research in different parts of the world,
Mhm.
research that focuses on climate change and the effects of it. Yeah, this is really where I see myself.
And Imma ask you to dig a little deeper.
Uh-huh.
What do you want your research to contribute to, and what legacy would you want to leave behind?
I want my research to contribute to. It's a good.
Because climate change is so
It is.
broad, right? And there's so many layers, um and so, yeah, let's see if we could dig a little let me see, in the DNA,
Okay.
the D past the, endo in what's the first layer of skin? Past the,
I forgot. Is it the?
you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
I sound like somebody's old ass auntie. But yes, what do you hope to leave behind? Um, what do you hope how do you hope your research impacts the future of sustainability 20 years from now?
I hope my research impacts the future of sustainability by, you know, it's a good question. It's a
Has
definitely.
nobody ever asked you this before?
You asked me that before.
Okay.
Um,
That's the part too, because I know you said a
um,
lot of folks are hitting you up on podcasts and things of that nature, and you're probably getting a lot of similar questions, right?
yeah.
Um, but especially as a younger person, and again, like shifting culture, I'm putting that on you. I know that's a lot.
Mhm.
I know that's a lot. But asking especially young people to think about how they envision their impact, um, is super important to me and just my relationship with the youth.
Right.
And so I'm asking y'all hard questions.
Nah, Imma have an answer for you, don't worry.
Okay. We'll get back. In terms of biology, did I ask you why biology of all the sciences?
Mm-mm.
Okay, why biology of instead of other, science routes?
I feel like for me, it was broad enough to cover most of the things that I was interested in.
Mhm,
Because in my research, I looked at the biology of flock, flock and organic matter. And
mhm,
I also dug into the chemistry, looked into the geology,
mhm,
and
mm,
it covered kind of like the whole nine, even the microbiology as well. I
mm,
looked at everything underneath biology, even though chemistry and geology are two separate things, they still kind of fall under biology in a sense.
yeah,
So, yeah, it gave me the opportunity to look at different aspects, on a scientific level of.
nice.
Yeah.
And was there something when you were younger that led you to water or biology? Like, were you a swimmer and you was like, "Oh my god, I was swimming in Florida and saw a coral reef," and I'm like, "Ah!" Like, was there something in your super youth before you even got into the sciences that
Mhm.
led you to want to be a scientist?
Definitely. Growing up in Jamaica and just constantly seeing how beautiful the landscape was. I always went to the beach with my mom and dad. I was swimming a lot. I took swimming lessons probably every summer,
There it is.
and I just fell in love with the water, and at first, I wanted to become a marine biologist and study fish.
Mm,
No, that's still something to answer your, previous question. That's still something that I wanna pursue, studying fish long term.
mhm,
And yeah, I wanted to become a marine biologist, study fish. I fell in love with swimming, so that's the reason why I wanted to pursue that path.
mm,
And I just kind of, ended up in biology and doing research in the Everglades. But my bachelor's was in marine environmental sciences and
right.
marine biology, so I did get to kind of experience that world for a little bit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
nice. My BA was in business environmental management, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes. Um, and and so, yeah, I've always been fascinated by science as well, even before I knew that I wanted to, like, be in the sustainability, um, cultural climate space. And speaking a little bit going back a little bit to Jamaica and thinking about the world, right?
Mhm.
Is there a place in your heart right now that you would absolutely love to study? Like, it's on your study bucket list?
Definitely. I want to go to the Amazon rainforest. Like, I definitely wanna do some work in the Amazon, whether it's the Amazon River or on the terrestrial side of things. I just wanna be in the Amazon. It's so biodiverse, and there's so many things to see there, and so much to learn about too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay. I'm sensing some sort of coalition where you can cross-pollinate with intentionally cross-pollinate with indigenous cultures so that you can learn and expand and grow there. Like, that would be dope.
That's
That would be
Yeah,
dope.
that's definitely one thing I wanna do, learn more about the system and how the tribes interact with the system and
Yeah.
how I could contribute to preserving it because, as you know, climate change is kinda reducing, um, aspects of, like, certain systems in the world.
Have you done any traditional education? Like, I know you share, educational bits on your socials, but have you done any teaching at, any STEM courses or things of that nature to younger folks?
I have not, no. I have not, done any teaching. A lot of people are telling me that I should be a teacher though, but I don't know if that's something I see for myself.
That's not in my wheelhouse. I'm
Yeah,
passionate about
yeah.
the research. No, I respect that. I respect that. I love the non-traditional teaching that you're doing in the social sphere for you. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
I don't see you stuck in the classroom.
Uh, no.
How does this research interact with family? Are is family receptive to it? Friends receptive to it? Are folks excited? Are folks learning? Is there pushback? Like, what you doing? You supposed to be a lawyer. Like, is there and you don't gotta call no names.
I'm trying to
You don't
think.
gotta blast nobody. But what is the social life that you have, in addition to this deep research that you're doing?
Um, I think everyone around me is pretty supportive
Nice.
for the simple fact that they don't really know anyone else that did this type of stuff.
Yeah.
And they kinda look at me like I'm crazy too.
Yeah, which is that's fine.
I'm waist deep in the swamp water out there collecting samples and stuff, so it kinda fascinates them, so, like, they're really supportive and you
Huh?
learn from it too. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I'm here for that hybrid of, "Oh, this is dope. What you're doing is so cool," but
Mhm.
also, "WTF? What you doing?"
I mean, outside of family, a lot of people are asking me, like, "Why are you doing that?"
Yeah.
"What's the significance of it?
Mm.
Why would you not do business?" Or, like, just
Mhm.
stuff like that, but it's all common still. It's none of my family members or friends that say that type of stuff. It's just kinda
Yeah.
rumors on the internet.
Does it get more challenging to explain to people what you're doing versus just educating in a general space?
Not really, because I've been studying it for about 2 years now. S
Mhm.
It's really easy for me to just kinda break it down in layman terms as best as I can. Some words I can't really simplify because it is what it is, but so far, people have been telling me I've been doing a great job of simplifying my research. Some people
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they don't understand, so, I do wanna find a way, though, to make it even more simple than it is, and I'm still trying to
Mm.
figure that out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I guess communicating and breaking it down to where everyday folks can comprehend what you're doing so that they can feel connected and invested in the movement. Um I get that yeah, that progressively is going to be important. I mean, I feel like I stumbled on like a little bit of a rap video at some point on your
Oh, really?
feed. Are you gonna merge some rapping with
I
some
I
singings?
know what you're talking about. No. I don't know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But nah, yeah, I used to do music and stuff. I do wanna that's why I say, like, I feel like it's important for me to do these things that I like to
Yeah.
do because it helps me to connect with different people from different
Yeah.
demographics.
100%.
They might learn about science through rap, they might learn about science through just me speaking, science
Yeah.
through art or fashion. I want to kind of conquer all these things so I could reach multiple different demographics and just teach them and kind of push the movement of climate studies and why it's important.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, all jokes aside, one of my passions is to rap about sustainability as a
Really?
mom. It's gonna be tentatively called Mama Dom Mixtapes. And, you know, I'm also really goofy, just in spirit. I'm a Leo, I'm extra, whatever. But similar to you, I have a deep research in history and sustainability, so I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
And so I think that and it's not even for optics. It's really like I love hip hop culture. I love rap. I'm from Oakland, by the way.
Okay.
And it's one of my favorite mediums that brings me joy. So why not figure out a way to infuse my passions so that I can just have another dimension of communication? So, we'll see. We'll see where it
That,
takes
that
us.
sounds fire. I like that.
Hey,
You
thank
gotta
you.
think about it too. Like, imagine if some of these people's favorite rappers were also like in research or science or a career path that they like,
Exactly.
but they weren't necessarily rapping about those things, but they connect with them through the music. They they connect with them through the music and they that pushes them to want to learn about what they're doing on different
Exactly.
aspects.
I mean, all I need is Hove to spit one verse with me. Like, just let me just or, just hop on the remix one good time and we good.
Yeah, hope
And
if you
we
watching
good.
this, hop on the verse.
First, and we good. We good. No, but that's dope. That's dope. I love it. And to circle back,
Hmm.
I'm look, Imma see if you thought about it a little bit more, but what is the legacy that you wanna leave with your research? And if it's too big of a question,
Hmm.
you know, maybe it's just the legacy is to continue to learn. I don't know. But
What's the legacy I want to leave behind with my research?
yes.
I feel like I want to leave behind a legacy where I kind of explain why the Everglades is important to people.
Mm,
The different processes that are happening in the Everglades and why they're happening, how these things are changing over time, and how these things are as a result of climate change. And maybe the broader implication is definitely
mm,
carbon storage, carbon fluxes, carbon transport, and all those things are related to climate change, right? So definitely, the impact or legacy that I want to leave behind is just being the person that advocates for the Everglades and even different systems. If I do get into different systems like
mm.
about climate change and specifically looking at carbon in relation to different aspects of the ecosystem, whether it's the soil, whether it's the water, things of that nature.
I love it. I
I'm not
love
sure if that answered the question. I hope it.
No, that answers my question, and Imma challenge you one good time. Um, how does carbon play in the environmental crisis, and how does it impact us
Got you.
as, CO2, right?
Got you. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, carbon is a lot of people know that it's a gas, right? So when you think of carbon, you might automatically think of plants. So photosynthesis. So these plants take up that carbon and then release it as oxygen into the atmosphere. Now, as a result of things like deforestation, um, less trees are storing carbon and keeping carbon, and if less trees are storing carbon, then there's less oxygen being put out into the atmosphere. So if you think about it from that standpoint, oxygen is needed for a lot of processes in the environment. So respiration requires oxygen, and
Mhm.
respiration is basically anything like microbes or organisms taking in oxygen and then releasing carbon back into the atmosphere. So it's this cycle that's important for living things because, as I said before, living things need carbon, plants need carbon, and without plants, there's no animals that feed on plants, and without animals that feed on plants, which are herbivores, there's no animal. It becomes this chain reaction where if one thing is affected, then everything gets affected from the bottom to the
Yes.
top, or top to the
Thank
bottom.
you. Jordan, that was beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. I appreciate it. Look, see, that could have been put in a whole flow. You feel me? Like, easy, easy, and then having the, like a dope music video to help further explain what
Right.
you just said. But thank you for explaining how everything is connected and how, how the human implications of how we're impacting the ecosystem negatively, and that in turn impacts us and the very air that we breathe on a very basic level. And so I appreciate you and, just wanted to say thank you again for the work that you're doing and how you're showcasing your honestly, to me, it's artistry, the hybrid of science and art, but your deep reverence for climate regeneration and just the work that you're doing to authentically show up as yourself in all of these spaces I think it's so beautiful. It's so needed. And I love that you could just be this black boy nerd with your twist out and your grill. Like, I love that so much. Yet you can spit the truth about what's happening in our environment. So I just want to show so much love and I'm wishing you so much success on your journey. And when you make it to some crazy level of research, like you're the leading research for whatever, just remember me so I can hit.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
I
Jordan,
can
what up?
I can
What up?
forget you. I got you.
That's what's up. And to close out our session together, what I'm doing this season is putting together a sustainability soundtrack. And so I'm just going to ask you 3 rapid fire questions. So let me know when you're ready. All right. What song is bringing you the most joy right now?
Yeah. Definitely. I don't have a specific song, but there's definitely a song by Lil Uzi. A
Mhm.
couple
Okay.
songs by Lil
Okay, we
Uzi.
throwing some little Uzi in there.
Yeah.
Okay. What song helps you heal or decompress when shit gets heavy?
Mm, songs that help me to heal. I don't have a specific song. I have genres of music though, like
Okay, what
maybe
genre?
some R&B
Okay.
or maybe some reggae from Jamaica.
Yes,
He's
come
very
on,
calm and
Jamaica.
soothing. So yeah.
Mm, I like that, I like that, I
Mhm.
love it. Alright, this one you're gonna have to put a song.
Alright.
What song to you sounds like sustainability?
Song that sounds like sustainability.
Whatever that definition you have, whether, ancestral, futuristic, earthy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
come on. No albums, no genres. Imma need a song.
A song? Trying to think.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, this rapid fire ain't so rapid, huh? But
this
it's all good.
this song, it's old.
That's okay.
It's old. I'll probably say "Fashion Killer" by A$AP Rocky.
Ooh, okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I
yeah.
love it. He's a veg. Okay. So yeah, that is it. That is it. What are your socials and or other ways folks can be connected with you and stay abreast of everything that you're sharing and showcasing?
You could find me on Instagram at Kid Flames, which is KIDFLAMESS, and on TikTok, same thing, but with 3 S's instead of 2.
Nice. And any final thoughts before we wrap? If not, that's okay because you gave a breath of information.
I just wanna say, how appreciative I am for you having me on here and, kinda making me explain, like, the importance of climate change and, like, carbon implications and things of that nature, so I really appreciate that, and I wanna just let people know how important climate change is and how important, like, carbon is and how important it is to know about carbon and learn about it some more.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And y'all, that is a wrap. Now, if this conversation expanded your idea of who climate science belongs to, share this episode, subscribe to Compost Cotton and Cornrows, and help us make room for more voices doing the work in their full authenticity. See you next time.
Composting cotton and cornrows.
We've turned nothing to gold since the birth of our soul. It's ingrained in our root. Black is more than flesh and bone, planted deep in our code, and we bear the fruit. Yeah, they wonder how our stride's so bold, and our pride stone cold after all we've been through. Rich as the texture of our crown, crown, crown. We pass it on to the youth.